Hey guys, Renato here. Welcome back to my channel. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about discipline in a more tailored way than just be disciplined, focused on discipline. Because just today, right, I've been up since, what was it, 3:45 this morning, and I have, outside of being in the gym for 45 minutes, I've had focus and no distractions at all up until right now to create this. So it's 5:25. So outside of that 45 minutes, I've had, what is it, 12 hours of focused work, and I did so much today. Just because I eliminated distractions, right? Like, the biggest thing that I think hurts us to be productive and remain disciplined to what we say we're gonna do is distractions, right? And the biggest distractions of all of them is social media, right? We got Instagram, we got Snapchat. If you're on Snapchat, that's just a procrastinator's dream, sitting on Snapchat all the time. Instagram stories, also procrastinator's dream. Facebook, YouTube, I think it's like 73% of all adults are on YouTube on a daily basis, which is great for downtime and to learn and to educate yourself and get entertained. You shouldn't not do these. You just shouldn't do this when there's work to be done, right? So during the work hours, right, for me, it starts right at, ideally it starts at like 7:15 in the morning, all the way till 5 or 6. I am just focused. I'm rarely getting phone calls. I'll do text messages just to clients, and I won't spend time on social media. If anything, it's like to test something. But that's because I could focus. Like, I created a full entire value video today, which is, you guys might not understand what that is, but that's simply just creating a real detailed sales process for someone to come in and understand what we're doing. And that typically takes, like, I don't know, 3-4 days on an average person. And it was like 12 hours, right? Like, I obviously had some transcripts before that and I understood what I wanted to do, but I just attacked it. And that was simply because I eliminated distractions, right? So the biggest thing, if I could focus anything onto you, is really audit your character, like the person you are, and see if there's anything that's helping that character not stay focused, right? Because especially if we're constantly, like, if we're trying to do something and it's taking us way longer, or if you have a deadline, you always finish it at the end of the deadline, it's probably because you're procrastinating. Like, you probably already say that you're a procrastinator and you're easily distracted, and that's probably true. But how can you improve that? And you improve that by not being like, all right, I gotta focus. It's simply by eliminating all the distractions. The environment plays so much more than willpower or discipline ever will. Like, the environment that you put yourself in. Like, for me, everything is super clean. I don't have anything to distract myself with. And especially when I'm on the computer, like, just on my computer, I have no tabs open, right? I have 2 folders, a business folder and a personal folder. Like, everything is organized. And on the, what are the things called, like the lock, where you find all the apps, I simply have, like, what is it, like 6 apps. I don't have, like, photos. I don't have, like, all these email. I don't have any of that because that's just a distraction. And yeah, people might say, like, well, I need to check my email all the time. I need to be responsive to everyone. Do you? Do you really? Like, is it more important to get results for your business, for yourself, for your clients, opposed to just being attentive to what someone sends you via email, because all email and text messages really are is someone asking for your time. Like if you're getting emails and someone's trying to pitch you something, or obviously you got to respond to clients and issues that they have. But the biggest thing that I've addressed is just because someone has an issue, it doesn't become my priority to handle that issue right now. I'll handle it, but like your issue does not become my priority. I have my day focused and I have my tasks on hand. So if you're constantly checking your email, if you're constantly checking your text messages, that's just like a dopamine hit every single time. Every single notification is just like a shot like that's why we're so responsive. That's why people respond to text, Snapchat, Instagram, like so quick, Twitter, just because it feels good. But that is what's like it's breaking your focus. That breaks your actual discipline, because it's so easy to just respond to that, and then now you probably got into another rabbit hole to just because you responded to someone, they're probably responding real quick to you too. So then now you're just going back and forth, and that's unproductive time. Like if you really analyze it, more than 98% of all those transactions via email, via text message, via DM is not a revenue producing activity. At the end of the day, in business, money is your oxygen. If you are not producing money, you are not going to survive. So all these things, you might seem like you're productive. You might seem like you're being like, yes, I read all these blogs, I'm so knowledgeable right now. Or I responded to every single person on my email. But was that really revenue producing income? And I would argue it's not. So that's super important to really analyze and think about what are the actions I'm doing, and on these actions, am I staying as disciplined, not through my own willpower, but through the environment that you put yourself in. For example, I use screen time on my phone. I just don't have access to any of these apps because I know it's highly addictive and I will spend time on it. During work hours, like after work hours, I still know it's highly addictive and I will try to minimize it as much as I can. But if I go on any of these social medias, I'm going to feel distracted. I'm going to be unfocused. Unless I am I'm cooling down and it's just a downtime for me. So, and that's the biggest distraction of all. Like it's email, it's text message, social media. Like if you could eliminate that, I assure you, you're probably going to increase by like 60% your productivity, and you're going to increase your revenue, because you'll realize that a lot of your time that you're like focusing on your business was really just you wasting away on these platforms. So that's so important. That was the biggest key that I found, is it's not about doing a lot of things at once and being good at multitasking, which is terrible for your brain, because that's just that's hurting your focus. And if I could say one thing, is that focus is a true superpower, because if you could focus on one task and you could do it, success, like all these successful people, these successful millionaires, billionaires, they have focus. Like if you like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, they've accumulated, I think it's like $180 billion. And back in like the 1990s, maybe it was 1980s, one of their mentors asked them, what is the single word that you guys contribute to your success? And they both wrote down focus. One word. So this is true. Like if you could remain focused, and it's not just for one day. Maybe your task takes a month to do. If you can remain focused for a full entire month, you'll do in 1 month what someone that's distracted takes and does in 6 months. And if that was a revenue producing activity, you produced a lot of income in those 5 months, as the person that's distracted took 6 months to do. So, if you could just drill this into your brain, distraction is the only luxury of the poor. That if you can truly just remain focused, that thing is really going to exponentially compound over time. And I'm telling you right now, you trying to be focused for a full hour is probably going to be hard if you've been so drained into distractions. And it was for me. Like I'm sitting here through experience. I was super into Snapchat. I don't even post any stories on Snapchat anymore because that is the worst procrastinator app ever. And then on top of that, like I'm rarely posting any stories. Like all these things, like it's not really helping me to produce more income. And I realized that. If you could realize that, you are going to be so far ahead because that focus is really so key. So guys, if you like this, hit the subscribe button somewhere, probably like right there. And hit the bell because I'll love you guys for jumping right on top of all my videos. And again, hit that like if you liked it. So, catch you guys next week.